Buenos días.
Buenos
Buenos
días.
días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Buenos días. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Hola.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hola.
Hola, buenos días.
Buenos días.
Hola.
Hola.
So I'm looking at Holland House Colombia to check, but I think everyone is ready to start. So I would like to open this session for today. So hopefully everyone can hear me. If you can just nod, then yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, so good afternoon or buenos dias in case you're joining from Colombia, and welcome to the kickoff of the first virtual life science and healthcare mission between the Netherlands and Colombia. My name is Esther van de Heuvel, Program Manager at Task Force Healthcare, and together with Holland House Colombia and the support of RVO, Task Force Healthcare has organized this mission. And I hereby also would like to thank the team of Holland House Colombia for the excellent collaboration. Over the last couple of years, Colombia and the Netherlands have been intensifying their relations to boost the health and well-being of the two nations. And I trust this virtual mission will further boost the existing healthcare relationship and will also open doors for new collaborations. I am pleased to have 7 Dutch companies with 10 participants joining this mission. And if this would have been a normal kickoff in regular times, you would now have been struggling with a jet lag and be busy with trying to squeeze all your business meetings in 3 days. But this is not the case during COVID-19. And with our digital showcase, your company solutions will be promoted in Colombia for at least 1 month. And I really hope that this extended exposure will provide you with many relevant connections. And of course, don't hesitate to inform your existing network in Colombia about this digital showcase. Together with the support of Holland House Colombia, we have also set up 4 round tables to connect your solutions to Colombia's challenges. And I strongly recommend you to use your sessions to gather as much as information and new connections as possible. Despite the benefits of this virtual mission, we will of course miss the buzz of Bogota, the spontaneous meetings, and also closing business deals with Aguardiente. And therefore, I hope we will have a successful mission with plenty of follow-up possibilities that require a physical visit to Colombia as soon as it will be possible again. I would like to wish you a fruitful mission, and please contact me in case you have any questions and or suggestions. And for now, I would like to give the floor to the Dutch ambassador in Colombia, Mr. Ernst Noorman. So I'm not sure if Ernst, yeah. So Ernst, I'm not sure if you can unmute yourself. Or if anyone from Holland House Colombia who is in charge of managing Zoom can do this for Ernst.
Thank you, Esther. Let us check because I'm looking at the participant list and I cannot find our ambassador anymore. He was with us at the beginning, but I think something must have happened. So our team is going to give a call to the ambassador and his staff to see. Ernst, are you with us again? Because I see Ernst coming in and going out, but maybe it's the connection. Lina or Isabella, could you maybe give a call to Patricia or to Marta to see if it's something in the connection?
we will do it. Just give us a minute, please.
Well, I think while we wait for our ambassador, Esther, I think we can not start the introduction round yet, but maybe we can talk about some other things to to use the time well of everybody that joined today. Well, also from our side, good morning to some, good afternoon to most. Very happy to see you. Would have loved it to be in Bogota. A lot of familiar faces, and I would have loved to see you all in Bogota. Like Esther mentioned, a lot of the things have been the same. We have been working together on the preparations of this digital showcase together with Esther, with Task Force Healthcare, with the Embassy, with RVO. There's several persons that you all know of our team that have been involved too, that have been preparing. So very happy to see you. I'm going to tell you a bit more about the program and about all we are going to do in the next weeks. But I understand our ambassador is reconnected. Mr. Ambassador, can you hear us?
Yes, Jan-Willem, I hope you can hear me.
Perfectly. Welcome.
Thank you. And very glad to join you in this digital showcase. I understood there was some issues maybe on my side, but through reconnecting, I'm now part of the group. Shall I just give say a few words as a kind of kickoff for the for this morning here and afternoon in the Netherlands? Well, first of all, I want to welcome all participants also in this webinar, and of course, I would have loved to meet all of you in person. I think maybe later on I will see some of you, maybe through the webcam, but I think some of you I may have met already in the Netherlands during my preparations. Just for you all as a kind of introduction, before my last post was in Afghanistan, and there was of course very little economic cooperation with Afghanistan, and my main priorities were elsewhere, mainly in security. But before that, I worked briefly for RVO, as you all probably know the organization very well. And before that, I had already, I was active already in the region, and there was in Suriname, I was ambassador. There's close connection also between the Dutch medical care and Suriname, which is, by the way, now really strengthened with the new government in Suriname. And I worked also before for the Ministry of Home Affairs and Kingdom Relations. And in that sense, I was dealing with the constitutional change of the Caribbean part of the kingdom, whereby Curacao and St. Martin became independent entities within our kingdom, and the three small islands became part of the Netherlands. And of course, I'm fully aware already that a large number of patients from the islands come to Colombia also to get treatment, also because the Colombian healthcare has a very strong reputation of being of high quality. And indeed, for that reason, thousands of patients from the islands of the kingdom visit Colombia. I'm also extremely glad to know that Colombia is on the priority list for the Dutch International Top Sector Health and Life Sciences, which makes it well, the collaboration between the two countries in this sector, I think, much more effective. And also for that reason, I hope to learn from you, from your side, more on your activities, and to listen to a kind of introduction from your side. But before that, we are all right now in webinars, of course, because of the COVID crisis. But that doesn't mean we stop our activities. We are still active from the embassy side, from the Holland House side, to support you in your activities and make sure also once the economy is opening up more and more that we are all ready to continue our activities. But maybe we have to change also our approach a little bit during the COVID, because of the COVID crisis, and the end of the COVID crisis is not yet in sight, so we have to be flexible and to see how we can adjust to the new situation. So in that sense, we have to discuss also together how we better can help you, and how you can adjust to the new situation to make sure that we continue our activities in Colombia. From now on, I am very curious to learn who are on the other side of the screen, to learn more about your activities of the companies. And I want to wish you all good luck for these coming days with the digital showcase. I think it's a very good, interesting program. And I cannot, unfortunately, join you during the whole program, but I'm eager to learn about the results afterwards. And I'm sure that my colleague Marta Arevalo or Jan Willem will be able to brief me on the results. So thank you very much to the Holland House for organizing this, and also to participating companies to join this digital showcase. Thank you, Jan Willem.
Thank you, Ernst. I think our idea would be to have the 7 companies that have joined. There are a bit more persons because some of them are joining with several delegates. But maybe Esther, maybe you have in chronology, or you have for sure an order of the companies that would like to present themselves to our ambassador.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a specific order, so start with the first person that is visible in my screen, which is Carlos from Elsevier. So Carlos, if you can start with introducing your company, and also perhaps share something about why Colombia is an interesting country for Elsevier.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Mr. Ambassador. I meet many of you, Jan, Marta, Esther, etc. So very glad to see you. It's in the screen, but hopefully soon in Bogota or Medellin. So who am I? I'm Carlos de Paladella. I'm Director of Clinical Solutions for South Europe and Latin America. And we have many of my colleagues here in the screen also. So hi to all. What do we do? What is Elsevier? Well, Elsevier is a Dutch company, very old one. It was created more than 200 years ago. We were a very well-known publisher in many of the sciences, but of course we represent the healthcare sciences. And Elsevier became a new company since probably 15 years ago when we started to do the digital transformation. So what we do now, we are a specialist in combining the best solutions on technology with the best content that we create to do clinical solutions. And what is clinical solutions? Well, basically is all those solutions that help doctors, nurses, and all healthcare professionals to decide what's the best for our families, to decide what's the best treatment, what are the diagnostics, what are the best processes that clinicians should focus on when they are working in a hospital or in an ambulatory systems. And basically is to help doctors, but also to help patients. So what we do is very specific things that are satellites of the electronic health records that are working in mainly all the hospitals. And Colombia, for that, is one of the main regions in Latin America. I would say one of the first focus we put it from Elsevier, because it has a lot of value in the healthcare market, not just on the public side, but also on the private side. Many foundations, many hospitals, many institutions are leading in Latin America, and that's why Elsevier wants to be there. We've been here for several years, but we also want to invest more and do more together with you, with the embassy, with Tax Healthcare, and also with all these amazing people that are always helping and trying us to do the better job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Can we go to the next company, or Ernst, if you have any question to the company, you can just ask them.
Okay. As I understand, so Elsevier's, the office is based here in Medellin. Just can inform you that I'm trying to visit Medellin this month. As everyone tells me, you know, you have to leave Bogota and see the regions to understand the country. And of course, Medellin, where we also have a new honorary consul who is going to be very active, I can tell you. So I want to visit him also this month, or sorry, not this month, in November. Of course, provided that the corona is not blocking any travels in that direction. So maybe I do not know the plan, because of the coronavirus, we will not have large meetings with all Dutch companies or representations in Medellin. But otherwise, it will be a next visit that I can come to see you.
More than happy to.
Okay, so let's go to the next company, which is in my screen, Robert van Hees from Vierwieler. Robert, can you introduce yourself and your company?
Thank you. Buenos días a todos, señor embajador, cada uno de los representantes de las diferentes empresas. Los saludo. Soy el director latinoamericano para el sector salud de PricewaterhouseCoopers. ¿Está funcionando la traducción?
Jorge, gracias por tu introducción. Vamos a terminar una pequeña ronda de presentaciones de las empresas holandesas.
Okay.
Y continuamos con tu presentación. Qué pena contigo. Vamos a continuar un momento y en unos 15 minutos ya empezamos con tu presentación.
Claro que sí. Thank you.
Robert, please, if you could, like Esther invited you to introduce yourself, please. Robert of Cuatro Ciclos, of Four-Wheeler.
Yes, hello. Yes, Robert van Hees van Vierwieler. Mr. Ambassador, we met before a couple of weeks ago during a nice meeting in Den Haag, and I explained to you in my enthusiasm what we are going to do in Colombia soon with our four-wheeler bikes. If I say four-wheeler bikes, I don't think any of you have seen or thought of a bike on four wheels before. And this is exactly our mission, to make this bike known all over the world as a very safe, stable and comfortable way of healthy cycling in the open air. We are our project that we want to start in this summer already is a little bit postponed, but we will start it probably in spring or a little bit later, and introduce the four-wheeler bikes in several institutions in cooperation with Holland House. And we hope to get a lot of response of that and see a lot of people happy cycling on a safe bike from four-wheeler or Cuatro Ciclos. I have a partner in Colombia called Daniel Pardo. Very important to have someone locally knowing the market and being able to introduce ourselves. So that's a big advantage and actually very necessary for us, because we are a small company located in Leiden in the Netherlands, and well, distance is quite far, but like the way it's looking now, everything should work out fine for 2021.
Thank you, Robert. Indeed, we did meet each other in the Netherlands, and had a very interesting meeting. Of course, we discussed the differences between four-wheeler and three-wheeler, and you were really passionate about the four-wheeler, so that really stuck to my mind. And that you're in the healthcare group is, of course, because you're looking especially also at health institutions where patients can cycle on the campuses of these institutions. If I remember well, as well, isn't it?
Sorry, I missed that.
I said your partner, Daniel Pardo, he's located also in Medellin?
No, he is in Bogota.
Oh, he's in Bogota. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So now I would like to give the floor to Ronald Zwartkruis from Topicus.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I'm Ronald Zwartkruis from Topicus, working at a large software company with about 1,100 people, and I work at the healthcare division, and we deliver solutions on early detection of diseases, and more specifically on cancer screening. So that is breast cancer screening, colorectal cancer screening, and cervical cancer screening. And we also deliver upon solutions for screening of infectious diseases. And well, one of the actual things we deliver upon in the Netherlands is on COVID-19. So we connected over 50 labs, but my colleague Roelof will tell you a bit more about that. And in Colombia, we are very much interested in launching a pilot on cervical cancer screening. And that is something which we will do, would like to do with Erasmus Medical Center. Inge can also elaborate a bit on that. And Esther de Vries from Javeriana University in Bogota. And I'm the international business developer, just like my colleague Roelof Christ. And we're very happy to work for Colombian parties. And we had a nice conversation a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Norman and I and a colleague. So that was already a good introduction to Colombia. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Your colleague also wants to say something?
Yeah, I can add to what we are doing in COVID-19. My name is Roelof Christ. As Ronald said, I work as international business developer as well. And what we are currently doing in the Netherlands is facilitating the platform we use for all the tests that are done on COVID-19. And all those tests are done in over 50 different laboratories. And what we do is all the planning and ordering and processing the results of all the tests in the Netherlands.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, so it's right.
I think we lost connection.
Because indeed your company was new to me, and it's at the same time it's quite a sizable company with 1,100 employees. So I was impressed with the work you're doing, and I'm sure that this will be a good potential for your collaboration with the institutions here in Colombia. Thank you.
I heard the last bit, but we had a bit of a hiccup in the connection.
I said it was. I had a very good meeting also with your colleague in the Netherlands, and for me it was a new company. I was quite impressed with the size of the company and how extensive the work you're doing. I understand, although you're focusing now in the Netherlands, also you create a platform on the test results. In Colombia, it's right now on cancer screening. It's limited to it. Yes. But I think there's could be a good potential indeed for further collaboration in Colombia.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Okay, Ronald already referred to the cooperation with, or the possible collaboration with Erasmus Medical Center. So perhaps Inge, if you could also introduce your hospital.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Esther. So I'm Inge de Kok from Erasmus Medical Center in Rotterdam. I'm an assistant professor there and an epidemiologist from background. Well, Erasmus Medical Center is the biggest university hospital in the Netherlands. I myself work in the Department of Public Health, and I'm part of the evaluation of screening research group. And we look at the effects of early detection of diseases, actually across the whole spectrum of early detection of diseases. Personally, I'm mainly involved in cervical cancer prevention research. And well, we do this in the end to improve screening programs in the several countries that we work in. And we do that also in collaboration with all the stakeholders involved in the cancer screening programs. Like Ronald says, an IT company is one of the stakeholders involved in the whole cancer screening or screening process. So, and I think Colombia is a really interesting country in general for collaboration, since I think the quality of care is quite good. So there is a lot of data. There's a lot of, I think the universities are also of good level. And so it would be really interesting to collaborate with Colombian universities or health institutes for us. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is, what is there, what do you feel with for Erasmus University? Is there something to bring from your side, or do you think you can get also a lot of here?
Well, personally, we are the largest group for in screening evaluation. We are the largest research group who has experience in doing these kind of research. So from the start of, from invitation to palliative care, so we cover the whole process. And we have a microsimulation model which is used a lot in to advise policymakers directly, since with that model we can estimate what the effects in the future are for a specific country. So how can you adapt screening programs in such a way that you can gain most health with least costs involved? And we noticed that specific model is really interesting for policymakers and stakeholders around the world to work with.
So it's not only academic exchange, it's also more, you have something to offer, to sell also.
Yeah, I think so. And but yeah, also the experience on its own. I think that we do this already since the 1980s. That is quite valuable. But I have to say, I always, every country has its own specific situation, and it's really important that you do this work in a collaborative way.
Just for my information, do you also have collaboration with Aruba and Curacao?
No, we don't. Well, I'm not personally. I think some colleagues of me are involved there in the research, but personally, I'm not experienced. Okay. It's mostly in Europe, all countries in Europe, and the US.
And then plus Colombia.
Not yet, but
okay.
Hopefully in the near future. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, and we have a third company that is related to screening, which is Resonandina. So Florian, if you could also please briefly introduce your company.
Yes, Mr. Norman, Florian van Bemmelen from Resonandina. We are a very small company. We promote and provide mobile equipment, that is to say containers and trailers that can be used as a physical basis for the mentioned diagnostic activities. So you always have to make a scanner or a photo or take blood when you want to have any type of program. So we initially started with mobile MRI scanners and mobile CT scanners, which are very popular because of COVID. We have business in Brazil, Bolivia, Peru. and we are having business now in the Caribbean also, and trying to enter the market in Colombia. We have local partners, so we can offer total diagnostic process with an IPS, which is the local provider of services, or we can cooperate and offer to EPS services. As a matter of fact, we are just working with a clinic in Cali at this moment in a slightly different concept that is local mobile chemotherapy for cancer patients who now have to travel hours to the centers in the big cities. And we are developing a unit where this chemotherapy can be given locally in the spots that are practical, preventing sick people to travel. With telemedicine also, so the patient can have his blood samples. With telemedicine, you can check if the patient can have his doses, and then you can give the therapy. So that's, I think that's innovation, and it is seamless to connect with the prevention programs. We can provide units with a mammography, with colposcopy, with Papa Nicolau, whatever you want. And we have the infrastructure with local partners to drive this around if necessary. So that's the main offer.
But you say you're a very tiny company. Well, at the same time, what you mentioned sounds to me like a big company.
You have to have good partners and good friends to organize. I think this is one of the things we have to offer is that I think in the Netherlands we are good in project management. So you don't have to be very large to be effective.
So indeed you work together with a number of companies and
of course,
putting these containers together.
Of course. It's putting together what's already available.
Yeah. And so kind of turnkey solutions for hospitals then?
Yes. Well, in fact, we are a few years trying to enter Colombia, but we will succeed. So we try to offer a turnkey solution to the EPS, to the insurance companies. Let's say we can offer with a price per capita or a price per exam, and we do everything. And then we try, and this is the program we try with Topicus, Erasmus, and the other partners here, that we can say we can offer a wider range, not only preventive programs, which is of course always possible, with also diagnostic and even therapeutic options. And the therapy, of course, is with local EPS. Hospitals like Valle de Lili, Imbanaku, well, you name them. Yeah. Or it can be public, of course.
Yeah. And so how long are you already busy trying to access the Colombian market?
Do you want to know? I think 5 years.
5 years. Because you already work on some other difficult markets as well in South America.
Yeah, we like difficult markets. And once you are in, it's very large, and there's a very large necessity. Yeah. So Colombia, I think 50 million inhabitants or something like that, or 60, yeah. I don't know. So the need is huge, but the models we offer are not known. So you have a very large barrier of finding possibilities for the next step.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we have to speed up a little bit because we also have some other external speakers. So now I would like to ask a spectator to briefly present the company. So I see 2 representatives, and I think we only have time to give the floor to one of them. So.
Okay. Thank you very much, Esther. My name is Frans Hermes. I'm the founder and managing director of Spectator. We develop video control and service centers already for more than 15 years. We are an SME IT company with our main office in the Netherlands and presence in 4 continents, also in Latin America with an office in Manizales, Colombia, where my wife, Dalila, comes from, who is responsible for the business development also in Latin America. And I'm also the chairman of Task Force Healthcare for Latin America. We were already involved in many missions in the last 4 years. So we are also, more than 4 years trying to implement our technology for telecare solutions on the Colombian market. We have developed the telehealth concept, which can be used in B2B and B2C environment. We signed a contract about 2 years ago with Comeva Prepagada International, one of the healthcare insurance companies, referring Mr. Ambassador to the remote healthcare on the Dutch citizens on the Caribbean islands. We did before the COVID period the pilot project already together with Comeva, with patients from the islands coming to Colombia for treatment and then using our technology as post-surgery or post-treatment to avoid readmissions to the hospital. But because of COVID and some changes in Comeva, this was put on hold for some time. We are now again in contact with them to further continue the project. And we also did since last year a project we just now starting to commercialize with Grupo Hospedale, which is a chain of 14 hospitals, also for COVID-19 patients, but also for post-surgery and chronic care patients. And we are in negotiations and having pilot projects with several other hospitals and healthcare insurance companies for remote care projects. We are also doing some projects together with Elsevier. We have a partnership with Elsevier in several countries worldwide, and we also will present together with them on the Life Science and Health session with an integrated preventive care solution based on the evidence-based medical information from Elsevier and our telehealth solution in one integrated care concept.
No, thank you very much. I just missed the technology on what specific you're focusing.
We have telehealth technology, which allows
what?
Telehealth, telemedicine.
Telehealth. Okay, now
we provide, for example, an app for patients to be able to get access to medical information, to get access to a symptom checker, to have a video teleconsultation possibility, but also have integrated care biosensors for measuring vital medical data at home. So it's an integrated care solution for as well preventive care, primary care, chronic care, and elder care. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Very interesting.
Thank you.
So you're based in Manizales?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we are in the Netherlands, but our office is in Manizales.
Okay.
And we have also a team in Manizales to support our local partners.
Okay. Also good to know in case I will visit it at some certain moment in time, but then good to know you're there. Have an office there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we have the final company that is present here, and that's Global Factories with Marco de Jong. Marco, if you could please introduce your company.
Okay. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I will keep it short. I haven't met Mr. Norman recently, but we were 20 years ago colleagues at the embassy in New Delhi. So that's been a long time ago. It's really nice to be back as an ambassador now in Colombia. But back to Global Factories. We are active in repacking of medication that can be either in these pouches. That is to reduce the waste spill of medicine, also to reduce the time of waiting for your medication. I heard in Colombia, people need to wait sometimes 2-3 hours at the pharmacist. Nowadays with Corona, people are also scared to go to the pharmacist. So we are expert in repacking medicine centrally and then ship it directly to people's home. We started off with this checking of the repacking of multi-dose, but then we started with the next level, and these are those personalized medication cards, where our machine is fully automatically based on the patient information system, all the medicines in each cup. This can also be sent directly, and it also improves the adherence. So it improves the adherence for the patient at home, but also in the hospitals. And you can tear off when you're going on your way. You just break off the cup, and then you take it on where you need to go. And often you see for chronic patients that the children, they are putting it manually in their cups, which always takes a lot of time. And our machine is doing the repacking and checking fully automatically. And also because I've heard Colombians are very health conscious as well. Nowadays, people also very much worried about the immunity. So our machines you can also use for personalized dosage of vitamin cards. So next to medicines, you can also have this shipped personally. You can select which type of vitamins you want, and then it's shipped to your home. Very handy in times of Corona. I hope it's clear.
Thank you, Marco. Indeed, a surprise to see you like this again on the screen.
Yes.
But two questions. Are you already active in Colombia, or you're looking at entering the market?
I'm looking at entering. I'm already in touch with two distributors. They also informed me that the EPS is quite an important, plays an important role. In some countries, we're already active in 30 countries, but not in Latin America yet. And in that sense, we also see some countries where insurance companies like EPS put these kind of products in their premium package. You can imagine that people who are willing to pay for it for an extra premium package, that they get these kind of products at their homes sent, rather than that the family needs to do this kind of process every week. And next to that, we also have a card with a tag which automatically alerts the family members when the medication has not been taken. So that's even a more innovative product, one of our innovative products. So you see there are different kind of USPs to our product.
And one other question, it looks like a lot of plastic and material you have to throw away, or do you use recyclable material?
Well, we in the pharma industry, the plastic needs to have a certain grade. And in that sense, recyclable plastic is not standardized yet. It's not according to FDA approved yet. And next to that, sustainable or plastic is not, it seems not to be as sustainable as people think. So in that sense, this is not reusable because of the pharma industry standards.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so thanks a lot for Mr. Norman to join this this session and to have this brief interaction with the Dutch companies. And I'm sure that when there will be a physical meeting again, a physical trade mission, that you will also be joining us.
Absolutely.
I think for now it's time to go to the next speaker, which is Mr. Jorge Isaac Gonzalez from PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Esther, just before passing the floor, I want to thank you for meeting for your role in this. And unfortunately, I will have to leave also for next meeting. And I want to wish you and all other colleagues and the participants a lot of success during these days. And indeed, I hope to meet you someday soon in lively here in Colombia. And of course, I will join a trade mission once it will be possible again.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Norman. I think, Esther, to make the step to the next presentation, we have a little bit of delay, and we have a very thank you very much again for joining Also with us today is Marta Arevalo, the colleague of the embassy that is responsible for the life science and health sector. Welcome to you too, Marta. We are quickly going to continue to the first presentation. You are a group of 7 companies. You have all been in Colombia, this time digitally, but you have all been here in the past. You know the country already a bit. So we have prepared 2 presentations for you. The first one to give you an overview of what is currently happening in Colombia, the healthcare sector, also a little bit more the strategical perspective for the future. And then we have a more practical presentation of someone that has been working with many companies from abroad and presenting them to potential clients in Colombia, has been quite successful in that. But let us start with the first presentation. We have a bit of delay, so I'm going to ask both of the presenters that we use the time very well. Jorge Isaac González, buenos días. Gracias de nuevo por acompañarnos. Ya vamos a empezar con tu presentación. Voy a explicar a las personas que hay traducción, si me permites un momento,
Okay.
pero por favor, ya vamos a empezar con tu presentación.
Estoy atento.
For all, the presentation, Jorge Isaac has prepared his presentation in Spanish. So that's a good test for you. I know many of you do speak Spanish. For the ones that prefer English, in the bottom, you will find the translation button. There you can choose English. If you prefer to hear Jorge Isaac in English, please select English, and then you will hear him in English through the translator. So you can choose, but he's going to present in Spanish. Jorge Isaac, the floor is yours. Welcome, and thank you once again for your patience and for your willingness to present on the Colombian health market to us today. Jorge Isaac is the Latin America Health Director of PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Buenos días a todos. Buenos días, Mr. Ernest Norman. Buenos días a cada uno de los representantes de las distintas empresas que se conectan para seguir apoyando el país en un proceso de desarrollo, optimización y competitividad en las empresas del sector salud que tanto se requiere ahora para la época de pospandemia. Estuve vinculado durante 30 años como el sector real de... yo soy médico, como vicepresidente técnico, como gerente de salud, de EPS, de medicinas prepagadas, de igual forma en la otra orilla como gerente de clínica y hospitales, antes de vincularme desde hace ya 5 años como director latinoamericano en PwC para el sector salud. Estuve durante unos 5 o 6 años como gerente general de la Fundación Cardiovascular de Colombia, desarrollando y montando todos los negocios como el Hospital Internacional de Colombia, el HIC y las demás unidades de negocios. Desde hace 5 años he venido desarrollando la práctica de Health para PwC, apoyando aseguradoras y prestadores con el conocimiento de la experiencia vivida durante esos 30 años en ambas orillas de aseguramiento y prestación de servicios. En estos años hemos estado apoyando diferentes empresas de aseguradoras y prestadoras, Cristo Health, Clínica Las Palmas, Clínica Palma Real, Clínica el Instituto Nacional de Cancerología, a Comeva, EPS, a Famisanar, a todo lo que es el gremio de asociación de clínicas y hospitales, apoyándolos en diseño e implementación de modelos de pago basados en valor, notas técnicas de aseguramiento para el manejo del control de gestión, a lo que es la asociación de hospitales también en diferentes cursos y apoyos a directivos de clínicas y hospitales, a la Clínica Universitaria Bolivariana. Vamos a arrancar un poco creación de TASI, de Philip de TASI MR en la fundación, conociendo en qué estado se encuentra el importantes para lograr salir adelante de todos esos procesos en que desafortunadamente cogió al sistema de salud de todos los países en unas condiciones donde el nivel de integralidad de sus aplicativos, la interoperabilidad, los canales de atención con el cliente, pues obviamente no se habían desarrollado en la práctica de la mejor manera, iban a su paso, pero en este momento, pues obviamente se aceleran las situaciones. Voy a hablar en los próximos 20 minutos, entonces, básicamente de tres grandes cosas. Lo que ha sido en 3 slides la tendencia inversionista, lo que está ocurriendo últimamente, que se sigue moviendo, se sigue atrayendo gente y inversionistas de diferentes latitudes. ¿Qué impacto en términos generales produjo la pandemia en el sistema de salud, el desarrollo y las tendencias y las oportunidades y retos que se están presentando para el futuro del sector salud y del Sistema Nacional de Salud? Frente a lo que vemos ahorita, podemos resumirlo diciendo que cada vez se consolida Colombia como un punto de referencia de inversión a nivel latinoamericano. Bogotá ha recibido el fortalecimiento de red hospitalaria. Ya la capital cuenta con 71 unidades de cuidados intensivos para adultos, pediátricas, más de una treintena, 103 salas para enfermedades respiratorias agudas. Ingresaron 1.600 millones de dólares entre el 2008 y el 2018 y se han materializado en diferentes proyectos, más de 100 proyectos de inversión, y de estos entraron a Bogotá el 50%. Pues obviamente en diferentes temas del sector salud, las inversiones han sido favorables para los consumidores farmacéuticos, el manejo de dispositivos médicos, porque pues desde luego eso favorece el tema del precio final para el consumidor. Entonces, la atracción en inversiones en el sector de ciencias de la vida está generando una relación gana-gana para las empresas internacionales y para la economía y la calidad de los servicios que se están desarrollando. Esto es publicaciones de este año de Forbes, de marzo, y de la misma manera otras informes que vienen de la Cámara de Comercio de Bogotá, de Invest in Bogotá, donde resalta que por el hecho de ser el sistema de salud número 1 en Latinoamérica, según lo expresado por la Organización Mundial de la Salud, pues se ubica en el mercado latinoamericano como el tercer mayor mercado en Latinoamérica. Ya se tiene el nivel 22 a nivel global y entonces pues esta calificación dada por la Organización Mundial de la Salud, donde se ha verificado que la cobertura ha venido creciendo en la atención de la población, que hay muchas cosas que hacer en los temas de acceso, desde luego, porque los recursos son limitados, porque se presentan problemas en el flujo de los recursos entre asegurador y prestador, y porque todavía se mantienen discusiones vigentes sobre la suficiencia o no de la unidad de pago de capitación con la que se financia el sistema de salud. Pero dentro del Plan Nacional de Desarrollo, menciona esta publicación de la Cámara de Comercio, el sector salud ya cuenta con el segundo rubro en importancia presupuestal a nivel del país. Es el 14.4% del total, eso equivale a más de 50 billones de dólares. Diferentes testimonios dados por empresas que han estado entrando en el sector salud en Colombia, pues hablan sobre las iniciativas que se han desarrollado por diferentes empresas, el Cyber, Korean Red, OneTech y muchas otras que no entro a relacionar acá. Pero allá arriba podemos ver en esta gráfica cómo ha sido la evolución del gasto total de servicios de salud en Colombia, ubicándose en este momento en este nivel y en estas proyecciones que se pueden visualizar. Por otra parte, otras noticias como las que da el hospital, otra de las importantes medios del sector que recoge la realidad y el día a día de lo que se van dando, pues nos recuerda el ranking que tenemos de las mejores clínicas y hospitales de la región. América Economía, y en su ranking de octubre del año pasado, evidenció que una gran cantidad de instituciones hospitalarias de Latinoamérica se encuentran en Colombia, y eso es una situación muy atractiva para los inversionistas. Después del Hospital Albert Einstein, que es el primer lugar, y después de Clínica Alemana, sigue en Chile, sigue la Fundación Cardioinfantil de Bogotá. En cuarto lugar se posicionó Valle de Lili, ustedes conocen, Fundación Cardiovascular, de hecho, de quien les hablé al inicio, y se registraron 24 entidades en las listas, dentro de ellas las que mencionaba precisamente hace un momento alguno de ustedes, creo que era Mr. Florian van Vermeulen, sobre Invanaco, que aparece en el listado, igual que la Clínica Las Américas y Mederi. Entonces, esto es un atractivo que genera una tendencia que ha generado compras de clínicas y hospitales por parte de diversos grupos globales en Colombia, Cristos, Quirón y muchos otros. Esto simplemente para resaltar la situación que se está dando a ese nivel. Y no es para menos, porque vemos que el gasto en salud en Colombia es importante, aunque es menor que el promedio de los países de la OCDE, que es el 7.2% a 2018, pues realmente la participación del PIB es importante, y esto genera permanente atractividad. Ahora mismo en pandemia, Chile y Colombia fueron quienes más destinaron puntos sobre el PIB. En el caso de Colombia, a marzo ya se habían destinado 4.5 puntos sobre el PIB, aunque la recomendación de la Organización Mundial de la Salud es del 6% del total del PIB. Sin embargo, los esfuerzos que se están haciendo de mayores inversiones a todo el tema de atender la pandemia se siguen dando a la fecha. En cuanto al presupuesto, como les mencionaba, les en cuenta la ubicación del ranking en los diferentes sectores. El Estado, el gobierno está destinando 31 billones de pesos colombianos, 31 billones ya para el 2020. Es el segundo más importante después de educación. Entonces se incrementó en más de un 8% los recursos destinados para el sector salud, que pues ustedes saben que aquí la cobertura es total. De 50 millones de colombianos están cubiertos bajo el sistema hoy contributivo y subsidiario. En cuanto al índice de innovación global, afortunadamente la evolución se ha mantenido, aunque se ha perdido alguna posición desde el 2018 al 60, de 63 para pasar en el índice de innovación a 68, razón por la cual son retos importantes ahora que se deben desarrollar, estimular más esa innovación. Y esa relación con el PIB, que es lo que mide ese índice de innovación, muestra que el desempeño en Colombia coincide con las expectativas del nivel de desarrollo. Aquí lo vemos en la gráfica, el que se encuentra por encima de la línea quiere decir que está haciendo el esfuerzo adecuado de acuerdo a las participaciones en el Producto Interno Bruto. Eso es muy bueno porque se está demostrando que hay un deseo permanente de desarrollar, y en el sector salud particularmente se están generando importantes emprendimientos, como lo hemos estado visualizando en los últimos meses, lo cual nos ha llevado a iniciar desarrollos y alianzas que nos han solicitado para combinar esfuerzos de consultoría con los de la implementación de muchas de las soluciones dirigidas a telemedicina, dirigidas a interoperabilidad y dirigidas a todo el tema de asistencia virtual. El impacto de la pandemia en el sistema de salud colombiano pues fue muy fuerte en un inicio. Obviamente, como lo dijo un profesor de la Universidad Nacional, que fue exdirector del Instituto Nacional de Salud, dejó una profunda herida de salud en las poblaciones, obviamente las más desfavorecidas desde el punto de vista de la vulnerabilidad, sino que también dejó grandes interrogantes con respecto a al redireccionamiento que tiene que darse en los sistemas de salud, especialmente con el enfoque hacia la atención primaria. ¿Por qué? Porque muchas represas se dieron de atenciones que quedaron pendientes de pacientes que hacen parte de cohortes más sensibles a la pandemia, cáncer, enfermedad pulmonar obstructiva crónica, diabetes, temas que no son COVID, pero que debían seguir dándosele la continuidad en la atención. Y pues desde luego eso generó una situación que posiblemente se va a ver a la postre, noviembre, diciembre. Lo que se produce es una sedimentación del riesgo, en la medida en que, aunque se ha venido ya atendiendo toda esa represa que se generó en su momento, pues eso afecta y afecta profundamente a las poblaciones. En principio, muchas clínicas y hospitales entraron en crisis financieras, especialmente porque la mayor parte de los pagos y los contratos entre aseguradoras y prestadores son de fee for service, lo que hizo que la caída en la demanda por la cuarentena y por el temor del usuario de contaminarse, por la falta o por las debilidades digitales de clínicas y hospitales, pues obviamente entraron en crisis. Muchos centros hospitalarios cancelaron contratos a trabajadores o redujeron salarios, pero afortunadamente ha habido una reacción muy vigorosa del ente regulatorio y del ente de rectoría. Hubo un fortalecimiento muy rápido de laboratorios en salud pública. La capacidad de respuestas creció de manera importante en más de 2 millones de pruebas en las cuentas que se llevaban a septiembre. Se hizo una recuperación muy grande en unidades de cuidado intensivo al punto que el nivel de ocupación ya bajó después de estar en 90 y pico % al 59% de ocupación, y las tasas de incidencia y de mortalidad comparadas por 1.000.000 de habitantes ubican a Colombia en mejor situación que muchos otros países latinoamericanos e inclusive de otros países desarrollados. En este momento estamos en fase de aislamiento selectivo con medidas sanitarias y emergencias que se han decretado por los desarrollos. Muchas empresas nos han llamado para apoyarlos en lo que son las auditorías de la implementación de los protocolos de bioseguridad, en lo que es la aplicación de la normatividad, especialmente lo que tiene que ver con la resolución 521, que establece que muchas de las cortes que son crónicas debe dárseles atención virtual, debe dárseles a telemedicina, atención domiciliaria, y entonces eso implica unos procesos de coordinación entre asegurador y prestador para garantizar esos temas del agendamiento de las citas. Y pues obviamente se han tomado otras medidas de emergencia social y económica para proteger ingresos de pequeñas, medianas empresas y subsidios que se han venido dando, además de la reestructuración. En resumen, yo este impacto lo puedo presentar con esta gráfica donde el gobierno, las aseguradoras, prestadores han tenido que entrar progresivamente a coordinar mejor sus acciones. La virtualización de la salud, todo el manejo de la data se volvió evidente que si realmente eso era lo que hacía la diferencia entre la condición de salud, la vida o la muerte de pacientes, rápidamente identificar un paciente en riesgo, hacer el cerco epidemiológico, o si es un paciente que no fuera COVID, pero que requiere una atención rápida, esa data, esa rápida manejo de la misma, esa interoperabilidad empezó a ser cada vez más evidente, y por eso ahora que acabamos de culminar el 15º Congreso de Salud, que lo organizó Consultor en Salud, donde estuve también apoyándolos con algunas conferencias sobre el desarrollo y sostenibilidad de los modelos de pago basados en valor. Los presidentes de las empresas aseguradoras e igual gerentes generales de aseguradoras mostraban los avances que han hecho en chatbot, en asistentes virtuales, en la coordinación, en el manejo de las microredes de atención, en la forma en que se debe hacer fluir rápido los datos para hacer la atención. Esto ha habido una reacción en ese sentido, cadenas de abastecimiento que ha requerido un replanteamiento en el manejo de las estrategias, y finalmente, pues, todas estas planificaciones de la capacidad que están llevando a las organizaciones a que le den más participación a los usuarios para conocer cómo van las cosas, el seguimiento en la gestión del riesgo, pues desde luego está llevando a lo que se define como reescribir las reglas del sistema tan rápidamente que permita evitar mayores sedimentaciones del riesgo en lo que viene, porque esta pandemia llegó para volverse endémica y por lo tanto esa protección de las cohortes de riesgo requiere una articulación permanente con atención en el punto de domicilio, la atención móvil, la articulación con los médicos, con herramientas de disease management. En este momento estamos apoyando iniciativas y emprendimientos colaborativos con varias organizaciones que precisamente buscan ese proceso de conectar EPS e IPS en ese manejo de la asistencia virtual, particularmente para darle cumplimiento a esta resolución, la 521, que les mencionaba anteriormente, que dependiendo del tipo de riesgo de esas pacientes, de si han sido controlados en los últimos 3 meses o no, si tiene mayor de 70 años, si son problemas diabéticos, de cáncer o cardiovasculares, requiere una combinación diferente de medios de atención virtuales, domiciliarios y demás. Entonces, esto ha llevado a que ese impacto se esté traduciendo en mejores estrategias y esas fueron las conclusiones de ese foro, de ese congreso que terminó el sábado pasado con varios talleres que se realizaron donde aseguradores y prestadores mostraron los avances y desde luego el gobierno y el viceministro de las tecnologías y comunicaciones mostró lo que se está haciendo en el desarrollo hacia la interoperabilidad de la historia clínica electrónica, lo que se está haciendo en conectividad y eso habilita a los diferentes actores a trabajar. Hay un proyecto que está en este momento en el Congreso que básicamente muestra unos cambios importantes que van a contribuir a esa edición del DNA del sistema de salud. Se unifican los regímenes contributivo y subsidiado en un plan único. Las EPS se convertirán en aseguradoras de salud y si no cumplen con los requisitos financieros y de calidad, tienen que fusionarse, reestructurarse o liquidarse. La unidad de pago de capitación tendrá un componente fijo y uno variable. El variable va a estar dependiendo de los logros en los outcomes, en los resultados en salud. El modelo de atención tiene que ser diferencial, con un enfoque territorial y que estimula a una contratación en redes integrales de prestación de servicios. Ya la contratación no va a ser individual, tiene que hacerse a través de redes. Luego eso va a generar unas iniciativas importantes para que clínicas y hospitales se organicen en microredes de atención, sobre todo para resolver uno de los problemas que tiene los sistemas de salud del mundo, que es los prestadores se organizan de manera fragmentada por separado en primer nivel de complejidad, segundo, tercero, pero las atenciones se dan de esa manera. Pero la articulación para garantizar el continuum y el flujo oportuno de los servicios que se le tienen que proveer dependiendo de la condición clínica, pues requiere que se hablen, que se coordinen y por eso la contratación tiene que hacerse ahora a través de redes integrales de prestación de servicios, con un enfoque de familiar. Se le va a dar un enfoque en el proyecto que salga aprobado, va a tener un enfoque familiar donde va a ser más resolutivo, tiene que tener especialistas en ese primer nivel de atención, con un mayor enfoque de atención primaria en salud y con una gestión integral del riesgo en salud a través de rutas integrales de atención en salud, con ese énfasis para poder asegurar que hay ese continuum a lo largo del proceso de atención. Entonces, se incluyen todos los temas en un prestador primario que debe ser resolutivo, con especialidades, con telesalud, con atención domiciliaria y obviamente están los prestadores complementarios y los centros de excelencia que terminan de articular la red integrada de atención o integral de atención. La interoperabilidad es una condición sine qua non que viene en este proyecto de ley. Luego hay unas oportunidades que se están dando muy importantes y de hecho ya nos están solicitando apoyo. Miren, necesitamos revisar la interoperabilidad que tenemos, necesitamos avanzar y coordinarnos con el asegurador, si es un prestador o por el contrario. Las oportunidades y
Señor, ¿podemos poner preguntas?
Claro que sí, claro que sí.
En el slide anterior, porque entiendo que ahora los IPS es un gran mercado en Colombia, prestadores de servicio. Entiendo que ellos deben combinarse hacia alianzas, porque ahora el sistema
Es correcto.
es una gran diferencia.
Sí, realmente la contratación ha sido más unidireccional. La EPS contrata y selecciona, pues obviamente lo que de tiempo atrás existe una norma que deben habilitarse las aseguradoras y deben habilitar las redes integrales de prestación de servicios. Pero es ella la que entra a contratar por separado a cada uno de sus prestadores y conforma una red. Y entonces en el proyecto de reforma se le dice, no, usted tiene que contratar con una red que tiene que establecerse primero. Y el contrato es directamente con ella para asegurar que las obligaciones y compromisos de la continuidad en la atención del paciente, de asegurar la cobertura a lo largo del ciclo de atención del paciente, sea de acuerdo a la condición clínica del mismo. Y eso implica que debe ajustarse en las ofertas y la disponibilidad de la atención a esas necesidades después de tener, como lo tienen ya las EPS, la caracterización del riesgo poblacional, donde se han establecido diferentes cohortes, cáncer, cardiovascular, EPOC, diabetes y demás. A la hora de contratar, debe contratar con una red integral. Por lo tanto, surge una oportunidad interesante para las clínicas y hospitales y centros de primero y segundo nivel que se organicen por ellas mismas, que tomen también la iniciativa y digan, venga, conformemos esta red, conformemos un modelo de atención para atender estas diferentes cohortes y propongámosle nosotros mismos, antes de que la misma EPS venga y nos diga, queremos contratar con ustedes, le puedan decir esas IPS o instituciones de prestadoras de salud, que son las mismas clínicas y hospitales. Nosotros ya tenemos aquí una red estructurada, le tenemos un modelo de gobierno a esta red, hacer lo que le sugeríamos y que se viene estimulando por parte de la firma y por parte también de muchos otros sectores, el desarrollo del Value Management Office, las oficinas de generación de valor, para que se tenga un gobierno de la red, un gobierno del manejo de la interoperabilidad, del manejo de las coberturas, que se diseñen modelos de pago integrales, que no tengan que estarse autorizando de a pedacito cada servicio, sino que se le dé una atención integral. Entonces, el tener una contratación con red favorece la integralidad y el continuum del proceso de atención.
Gracias, Isaac. Por favor, seguimos y al final vamos a tener, si nos permites, otro espacio para seguramente más preguntas.
Claro que sí. ¿Qué oportunidades y retos se están presentando entonces para el sector? Pues desde luego, la crisis nos presenta unas condiciones claves para que la innovación se desarrolle y así está ocurriendo. Y eso va a crear un rápido cambio en los modelos de prestación de servicios y lo que se quiere en los resultados en salud, que es en últimas, y en la mejor experiencia del usuario. En este momento, aseguradoras y prestadores se encuentran en ese punto de inflexión, donde tienen que aprovechar esas oportunidades. Lo dijeron así durante el Congreso. Están avanzando hacia allá, hacia la integración de servicios, de niveles, y por lo tanto hay que apalancar deben apalancarse en inversiones y emprendimientos que, más que desarrollar simplemente servicios fragmentarios, virtuales, telemedicina por un lado, el otro pedacito del chatbot por aquí, no, es desarrollo de ecosistemas digitales, porque tienen que atender la estructura de organización que tienen que tener conforme viene caminando el proyecto de la reforma, que son ecosistemas digitales, generándole valor en la experiencia del usuario y en los resultados. Entonces, va a haber mayor probabilidad. Por otro lado, no habían utilizado nunca una telemedicina. Después de la pandemia van a querer seguir usándolo. Van a querer, si no se requiere una asistencia presencial, va a haber una mayor presión. El usuario va a empujar esos desarrollos y esa diferenciación entre los prestadores va a darse a expensas de quién tome más rápido esas iniciativas, quién fortalezca su capacidad digital y su manejo de integralidad. Colombia expidió el año pasado la resolución 2654, donde estableció las disposiciones para telesalud y los parámetros de la práctica de telemedicina en el país. Y obviamente ya los códigos para poder facturar de esta manera quedaron dispuestos. Entonces, muchos de los servicios que se estaban prestando de manera presencial van a quedarse de esa manera durante y después de la pospandemia. Se debe pasar y va a haber una oportunidad inmensa de pasar del modelo tradicional a un manejo de continuum, y eso va a incidir en los temas de adherencia y autocuidado en el seguimiento de las poblaciones, porque si la interoperabilidad permite estar más cerca del usuario, pues habrá más oportunidad de modificar patrones y conductas del usuario, que con alertas y el desarrollo de sistemas de gestión de riesgo, que es otra de las cosas en las que estamos trabajando con ya varias aseguradoras y prestadores, apoyándonos en el desarrollo del sistema de información de la gestión integral del riesgo, que implica asegurar la trazabilidad de lo que le va ocurriendo por el camino, migrar unos datos claves, no tener que esperar hasta que llegue una cuenta médica al asegurador, no, que lleguen unos datos claves del uso y esa interoperabilidad usando chatbot, usando plataformas que le lleguen alertas al asegurador para que los gestores de riesgo rápidamente vean que ese paciente requiere ahora un agendamiento, una autorización de servicios, para que si es un paciente clasificado de medio o de alto riesgo, pues permita focalizarlo. Esto es algo que se ha venido desarrollando progresivamente. Hay unas especialidades que más están usando la telemedicina que otras: diagnóstico cardiovascular, radiología en imágenes diagnósticas, medicina interna. Ustedes mismos que han estado apoyando temas de telemedicina, como escuché algunos de los que mencionaron sus relaciones comerciales con el sector, lo conocen. En este momento hay un reto importante entonces para todo el tema de la analítica, la planificación de escenarios, crear esas capacidades, porque eso lo trae y lo empuja la norma, lo empuja el proyecto de decreto para conectar digitalmente consumidores, aseguradores y proveedores para hacer esa trazabilidad de la condición clínica y poder avanzar hacia modelos de predictividad. Nos han pedido apoyo. Ayúdenos para sacar modelos de predictividad. Yo ya sé lo que me pasa y por qué pierdo plata, dice una aseguradora. Yo lo que necesito es saber qué debo hacer hoy para invertir ya antes de que empiece a perder recursos. ¿En qué invierto? ¿Cómo priorizo? Entonces, esa co-creación se va a dar con más pagador y prestador. Y hay que apoyar ese trabajo mancomunado, donde con la información que llega desde el chatbot, del ordenamiento, del médico que le dio la cita, llegue el dato de la autorización, que el asegurador puede estar haciendo esos tamizajes para ver en qué va el nivel de oportunidad. Ya el usuario pudo sacar la cita de la ecografía, del apoyo diagnóstico, de lo que requiere, y dependiendo de que si es alto, medio o bajo riesgo, pues haciendo esos tamizajes con chatbot pueda rápidamente entrar a apoyar el usuario, y con esos perfilamientos, pues obviamente entrar a conectarse con el prestador y ayudarle a que rápidamente se le resuelva la cita pendiente. Retos que generan en este momento el surgimiento, como está ocurriendo, de IPS virtuales, con las que algunas de ellas estamos haciendo algunas alianzas para trabajar, unos otros en la parte de consultoría, ellos en decir, ya tengo la plataforma para convertir, señor prestador, usted que no tiene apoyo digital, nosotros nos encargamos del asegurador. Usted quiere que corte de riesgo, ya tengo una plataforma virtual, tengo médicos generales, tengo médicos especialistas. Están surgiendo proveedores de servicios de salud que operan fundamentalmente bajo plataformas virtuales y especialmente de primero y segundo nivel, queriendo convertirse en la puerta de entrada digital al sistema de salud. Por lo tanto, ese desarrollo de alianzas entre prestadores de servicios de salud de diferentes niveles de complejidad, integrando servicios digitales y asegurando una mayor cobertura, como lo mencioné al principio, de acuerdo a esa condición clínica, pues va a mejorar experiencia del usuario, y estos nuevos proveedores virtuales se están sumando dentro de esa conformación que tiene que lograrse de microredes y luego de redes integrales de atención. Un reto importante es el de cerrar el gap en todos los eslabones de la cadena de suministro, porque clínicas y hospitales se vieron afectadas en insumos, medicamentos y obviamente dispositivos y elementos donde mucho apoyo digital se va a requerir para que de una forma mucho más predictiva, más continua, se le dé resolución a los problemas que ya vivieron frente a esta situación de quedar en fracturas de inventarios. La reformulación del riesgo. Ese es uno de los retos más importantes también. Uno de los apoyos que están pidiendo las empresas es, venga, tengo ahora nuevos riesgos por el teletrabajo. Tengo riesgos legales, operativos, financieros, reputacionales, por pérdida de datos, desde luego, en un chatbot donde sencillamente no tuvo las medidas de seguridad adecuadas y son datos sensibles de una historia clínica de un paciente. En el teletrabajo, la empresa que puede perder control de información, manejo, fraude. Y entonces, eso es uno de los retos en los que hay que apoyar en este momento con inversión y con desarrollos el sector asegurador y el sector prestador, porque se está requiriendo el manejo de continuidad del negocio y estrategias para la gestión de crisis. Y por último, otro de los retos es obviamente el reenfoque hacia los determinantes sociales. Ese es los desarrollos que se hagan hacia allá, hacia el manejo de priorizar las inversiones, a lograr mayor atención resolutiva de ese primer nivel, de esa atención primaria en salud, pues obviamente va a ser muy bien vista por los organismos de rectoría y de regulación, y va a ser muy apetecida por aseguradores que saben que si no se invierte allá, pues obviamente actuar reactivamente en costos de altas complejidades, que obviamente hay que tender lo resolutivo, pero pues obviamente le afecta la siniestralidad a las empresas. Entonces, los ecosistemas digitales hay que seguirlos desarrollando, es un reto muy importante en monitorear remota, en inteligencia artificial. Hay varias iniciativas en curso desarrolladas in-house por diferentes entidades en varios departamentos del país, canales digitales en cadenas de abastecimiento, todo el tema de bots, de RPA. Estamos apoyando a diferentes industrias en todo lo que es la automatización, pero una de ellas que más lo necesita son los prestadores, porque al no tener el paciente debido al teletrabajo, al trabajador debido al teletrabajo, hay muchas cosas que se pueden manejar y son sencillas de automatizar. Los centros de comando integrados, desde luego, para lograr esos manejos de hospital inteligente en los proyectos desde el inicio, y o los que se están desarrollando a la fecha están pidiendo ese manejo integrado, y desde luego el tema de cybersecurity y la interoperabilidad en la asistencia digital. Estos son retos claves desde el punto de vista técnico y tecnológico, y pues desde luego esas rápidas miradas de sus fortalezas de planeación estratégica y tecnología informática. Recibimos solicitud de apoyo. Mire, necesitamos revisar nuestro PETI, nuestro Plan Estratégico de Tecnología Informática y de Arquitectura de Tecnología, pero incorporando todo de una forma que nos dé el kilometraje suficiente para tener un ecosistema digital. Esos son elementos importantes que en este momento estamos viendo que están solicitando y están pidiendo apoyo en todos estos frentes. Hay retos, desde luego, operativos y administrativos que tienen que ver con el management, con todo lo que es redefinir el negocio, con el manejo del liderazgo, con tomar decisiones ya, porque el que no tomó decisiones ya sobre el tema de la fortaleza digital, pues está siendo afectado. Apoyamos a través de metodologías ágiles, Scrum y demás, estos desarrollos y ayudándoles a hacer esa articulación de los diferentes subsistemas de riesgo. Por lo tanto, estos son retos operativos y administrativos que siguen dándose en la práctica, y por lo tanto, aunque no existe un plan único que recoja todo, pues nosotros tenemos que decir, hay que personalizar la situación de cada uno, mirar qué es y cómo debe redefinir sus enfoques estratégicos, ya sea como asegurador o prestador, trabajar sobre todo el tema de confianza entre unos y otros, asegurador y prestador, para crear esos emprendimientos, esos joint venture que se deben trabajar ahora más mancomunadamente y escalarlo. Pero avanzar en esos procesos es algo en lo que están pidiendo apoyo. Y por último, debo decirles que para contar con esa agenda tecnológica que impulse esa transición hacia la nueva normalidad, pues básicamente recomendamos digitalizar la colaboración y las operaciones, aprovechando lo que tienen a la fecha, asegurar el tema de seguridad de los trabajadores, de los usuarios, garantizando ese manejo de conectividad y ir migrando hacia plataformas digitales, utilizando inteligencia artificial, la analítica de datos, esa estabilización rápidamente en la que se encuentran varias empresas. Luego viene un tema de resiliencia, de reposición, de recuperación, que estimamos toma entre 4 y 12 meses, en lo que se tienen que ir adoptando ya los modelos de negocio digitales, para lo cual les hacemos una estructura de un paso a paso con una metodología donde priorizamos las iniciativas, los casos de negocio, acelerarla de acuerdo a lo que es prioritario desde el punto de vista más sensible, que le afecte los ingresos o que le afecte la rentabilidad. Impulsamos los aspectos digitales allí y ya posteriormente para después en un proceso de transformación en el que tienen se tienen que abordar las diferentes aseguradoras y prestadores, impulsar las capacidades mediante alianzas y inclusive con empresas que no eran de salud, pero que son de iniciativas digitales, asociarse para ir creando y desarrollando esos ecosistemas nuevos o los que tienen a la fecha, volverlos más competitivos, aprovechando las soluciones horizontales que permita esa nueva normalidad. Básicamente, ese es el panorama que permite el tiempo dispuesto para esta presentación. Les doy a ustedes las gracias por haberme invitado a este panel.
Gracias, Jorge. Isaac González de PricewaterhouseCoopers. Muchas gracias por la presentación, creo que muy informativo, mucha información, mucho cambio en progreso también. Mirando un momento el tiempo, vamos a continuar con el otro conferencista, mientras que también voy a invitar en inglés a las personas que te pueden hacer preguntas por el chat o claramente después a tu correo electrónico. Entonces, si me permites, vamos a continuar muy rápido con el otro conferencista, pero sí voy a invitar a las personas que nos acompañan, que también te formulan sus preguntas. Gracias nuevamente. Well, we are going to continue very quickly with the next presentation. We are a bit short of time. I hope for the persons, for the Dutch companies that are here today, that you, our apologies that we have a little bit of, we need a little bit more time from you. We're going to continue very quickly to our second speaker of today, Mr. Daniel Chaparro, CEO of Chaher. Chaher is a Colombian company, a family-owned company. Daniel is their CEO, and they are working on projects related to the construction of hospitals, modernization of hospitals, innovation. And I'm going to invite Daniel, that has been working with a lot of European companies, also from the Netherlands. I'm going to invite him to tell you a little bit from the practice. How has this year been for you, for your company? Has it been easy? Do you see the innovation or the processes Jorge Isaac talked about? Have you seen them in practice? I'm sorry also to you, Daniel, for the delay, but very happy that you could join us a little bit more. And I know you have to leave very soon to the airport because flying within Colombia is possible again. So Daniel, welcome and thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. And well, thank you. The first thing that I would like to do to thank Mr. Ernest Norman, the ambassador of the Netherlands to Colombia, the Holland House and its directors, and all the people that have made this event possible. And of course, all the companies and participants that are joining us today. I'm really glad most of you already are working with Colombia and with local partners. So I'm really glad that Colombia is in your strategy. I am Daniel Chaparro, an industrial engineer and MBA from INALDE. I'm the general manager of Chire SAS, a Colombian company that has been working in the healthcare industry for almost 35 years. I'm pleased that the Holland House has invited me to participate and hope that I'm able to help the Holland House to achieve its goal, doing good business in Colombia. That is a really important thing, not only doing business, but doing good business. Next, please. So the agenda is as follows. We will talk about who we are really quickly. And I think with the experience, you can see what is work here in Colombia, what that means. And we will try to answer 3 questions about long-term perspective and challenges in the healthcare industry. And thank you to Jorge and the previous presentation. It helped me a lot with what we are talking about next. First, how to influence the culture of decision-making, follow-up and execution, how to help to project leadership locally in Colombia with patient persistence. And finally, how to give focus and support to local EPS and IPS and government decision makers in connection with our Dutch partners. So Chire is a family business that for the last 34 years has been working in the creation of projects and solutions to solve the needs in the healthcare sector in Colombia. We started with medical equipment. We branched out to med gas solutions, and then to constructions of hospitals and clinics, where we have the PST, pneumatic system tubing solutions, with a Dutch company, Telecom. We have been able to cover all sectors, private, public, international, non-profit organizations, multinationals, and others. We have a nationwide coverage in service. We decided to move forward 5 years ago to other countries, such as Mexico, Panama, and the United States of America. Our main office is in Bogota, and some of our services are project structuring, support in order to obtain economical resources. That is a very important topic, and Jorge mentioned it about the investment that Colombia is seeking for. Quality support in terms of local requirements and locative maintenance. All of this and exclusively in the healthcare industry. We have a very interesting multidisciplinary team. We have architects, civil engineers, doctors, nurses, administrators, finance specialists, biomedical engineers, and special technicians. Everyone on the team works in 3 main environments. Patient safety, that with the brief presentation that all of you did, you are specialists in this. Patient safety is our main goal. We must ensure the safety of the installations from the point of view of planning, design, and construction in order to guarantee a responsible execution of any project. Manpower safety is close to the patient safety. We will give to the professional healthcare team the right tools to increase the patient safety if we have a safe installation. We believe that the key factor to success is developing healthcare projects with quality and safety, is to have a balance in skill and the combinations in different areas of knowledge. So as we will see at the end of this panel, everything lies in a trust relationship. And that is something that is very important for us in the country, and it's trust. Trust in the relationship that we can build with our providers and of course, our international providers. We should focus on our client and safety of the patient. We will help to build that trust. That's what we do in our company and in the industry. The healthcare providers do not want to have the risk of investing their cash flow in buildings, projects, or medical equipment. However, it's a must for them to be able to give this service. One side consists of the investors who are willing to invest in the sector, but as the healthcare providers, they do not want to be exposed to that risk. Chire, through its experience and knowledge, creates a bridge where the 2 sides can meet and control the risk, updating knowledge of the current regulations and working on minimizing deviations in the project budgets. We want to create trust in the industry. Moving forward, we will talk about long-term perspectives and challenges in the healthcare industry. This is an extract of an IFC conference that took place in Bogota, Colombia last year in December. This will help me to introduce the challenges that we have to face in order to do business in the industry in Colombia. From the demand side, we can expect a growth of populations for 2050 reaching approximately 9.5 billion people around the world, with an interesting but predictable trend of an exponential growth in the elderly population of almost 3 times. In a rough analysis, this will happen due to a mix of an increased life expectancy and a constant decrease of births due to the increase of single-person families or families without children that decide not to have them. The need for access to the healthcare services is growing significantly due to the increase of economical possibilities and the private and public initiatives to achieve something called universal coverage. Epidemiological profiles are changing, not only because of the current situation of COVID-19 that evidently brought an opportunity to reevaluate our models of service, as Jorge mentioned on his presentation, but also because of what we have been living for a long time ago. Mortality and premature disability will grow considerably due to the non-contagious diseases. From the side of the supply side, prevention and healing services must be the core business of any healthcare provider and supplier of the industry. We must think about the safety of the patient and develop responsible projects. We must think about how to lighten the cash flow in a win-win relationship as the managed equipment services, MES, that is taking a lot of strength here in Colombia. The private sector becomes a key player in the sector, bringing standardization and consolidation, making the public institutions better, competitive, and more reliable at the moment of a service and diagnostics. Technology is a key factor indeed. This will be the new era of the healthcare services based on technology, making resources become more efficient and helping diagnostics to be more accurate. And of course, another stakeholders, government side. Regulations are vital. Understanding that the objective is the universal coverage we should strive to achieve with high quality standards. In a government-government relationship, we can work together how to include or modify different types of regulations that aim to make the development of the projects in this sector easier and with quality. One way to do it is the PPP, or public and private initiatives, achieving an efficient and profitable results in terms of developing projects in large or small scale. I will focus on 4 big areas in the healthcare industry: patient, environment, technology, and competence. The patients want more today, not only in service, but also in quality. This is why somehow everyone who belongs to the value chain of the industry must work as a kind-focused model, getting accurate data to be analyzed, taking advantage of today's technology, making clients and patients' life easier, safer, and pleasant. The client-focused model must be targeted to prevent and to provide service with quality. We consider that we can achieve this by having easy settings for users, as an interactive and easy way to communicate with provider of the service or product. We must not take any risks to ensure the safety of the patient. Digital solutions as the main tool to give standardization to our clients, making these processes more efficient. Coverage and warranty. We must ensure this for any service of product that we offer to our clients. This is the main support for us. This will be the trust that I'm talking about. Environment. We cannot forget that every day, like in every company, we have budget restrictions, but somehow we must offer more and more. This is a fact. And if we do not do it, someone else will do it. It is not a price war strategy that we need. a value-based healthcare strategy with thinking and evolving to new models could be the answer to survive the current environment. We must talk about integration in the whole process, from the primary provider of products or services to the healthcare provider itself. When we find the correct level of integration, we can offer products or services that will impact positively in the budget of the providers of healthcare services, giving them the opportunity to target their budget and effort on what we called previously the client-focused model. Healthcare must be a global language. Access to the healthcare services are becoming international as many companies are going international. This is a huge opportunity that we have. We must understand each country, culture, needs, as we always work towards the understanding of our clients. Once we start working on that, we will have global opportunities and of course, global risks. It is our responsibility to control that risk. We should control the risk not only for our company, but also for our clients and of course, the patients. That is why we recommend that looking forward to do business with local companies to share and improve knowledge in both ways. Of course, there is always the alternative to start alone. That will depend on your strategy. Technology. And I'm going to pass really quick about this topic, thanks to Jorge and his presentation. Yesterday, we wanted to go to the doctor. We wanted to do face-to-face meetings in order to close deals. Today, we are sitting here in a very interesting event. Everyone, I think, from our office or house and country. So we felt that it was inevitable to go out of our house or out of a meeting room. Today, we have 24 hours data compilation, data analysis at the palm of our hand. We have been closing deals virtually. Everything has changed. Changes have happened, not only because the COVID-19 virus, but also thanks to all the technology that many companies are creating. We never thought about remote surgery or a robot helping to saving lives, telemedicine. Today, all of these and more are possible. We think that this is a key factor in order to do business in the industry in Colombia. The more technology we can get, the more efficient will be the processes of our clients and more accurate the diagnosis of the patient. Once again, improving the client-focused model. Do not forget, technology, it's a day-to-day competition that opened the door to big companies that were not working in this field until a few years ago. For example, Amazon, a company that knows how to work a client-focused model very, very well. This is an era of sharing information, of working together, no matter where you are. We will be able to do good business with the right partners in the country, understanding the local regulations and using the technology as your ally. Competence. Well, we in Colombia understand that the products that come from Europe, Japan, and the United States of America are high quality products. Some products that come from China and other countries have an unknown or questionable quality. Colombia has 16 free trade agreements, including the one with our partners in the Netherlands. We have been talking about quality and patient safety. These 16 trade agreements make the Colombian market a very competitive market. The most important EPS and IPS in Colombia know the difference in quality. This helps at the moment of a tender or an offer from a provider. This means that you will need to show the benefits of your products and services. You will have to make sure that your product is easy to use, to understand, that it meets the requirements, of course, and that the documentation comes in English and Spanish. You will not believe me how many negotiations have failed because of the lack of documentation in Spanish. Addressing the first question, how to influence the culture of decision making, follow up, and execution. Understanding the culture. It is very important to get information about the country, about your prospects, your possible partners, regulations, international trade agreements, and culture. I just mentioned over here a couple of them: Resolución 4410, Resolución 4445, NTC, Norma Técnica Colombiana, y la NFPA and the NFPA. Colombian has a lot of differences inside the country. I heard that someone has local partners in Manizales, other in Cali, another in Medellin. Well, doing business in Bogota is different from doing business in Cali or Medellin or other cities. However, doing business in Colombia has become easier during the last 15 to 20 years. Sharing information, be clear about what you are offering. It is always important to have documentation in English and Spanish, not only to comply with the regulations, but also to connect with the prospects. That will be very interesting for them if the information is targeting a client focus model. Proof of quality. We are people of customs and reliable brands. It is difficult, but not impossible to start a business with new brands. It always helps to have proof of the quality of the product or services. Form a focus group and test your product or service with the people of focus group here in Colombia. Try to get current clients to give positive feedback about your goods and service. There is nothing better than a good recommendation of a current and known customer, of course. Local support. I highly recommend to get a local partner, as lots of you already did. The local partner will know about the regulations, the culture, clients, and any new opportunities. That means you will share information. This is a key factor to increase the probability of success. Schedule meetings. You can do meetings from everywhere right now. It is a sign of seriousness and help to build trust. Always take into account quality, cost of logistics, cost benefits ratios, and once again, easy, reliable information. How to help the project leadership locally in Colombia with patience and persistence. And I heard from another company that joined us today that it has been working or trying to get to the Colombian market from the last 5 years. Yes, we have to have patience and persistence. But there is no better example of patience and persistence than your own experience. We need client-focused model. Not everyone is doing this. We need supply in the value-based healthcare. Once again, not everyone is into it. We need easy and the latest technology, but most of us want this almost for free. We need a really good explanation on the cost-benefit ratio and why we should invest in technology. The last but not the least, why should we choose your product or service and not the product or service of your competition? That's a question that I address to you. This is a long-running job. Colombia has a very big potential, and we are able to find very good and well-designed projects, from a good business model to its infrastructure, medical equipment, and data infrastructure. That means that someone else already has opened the door. That means that all of you had a very good opportunity. And finally, how to give focus and support to local ETS, IPS, and government decision makers in connection with our Dutch partners. We have been talking about challenges, opportunities, regulations, and local culture at local support. We also have been talking about client-focused models, quality, cost-benefit ratios, patient safety, technology, and so on. I want to close this panel by mentioning that today there are many institutions that are doing an amazing job of connecting and helping companies to do business, such as, of course, the Holland House, Colombia, and others. They have the support of the government through the Embassy of the Netherlands and the Colombian Ministry of Health. Everyone is looking forward to gain trust on both ends. Suppliers in the healthcare industry, in this case from the Netherlands, and the healthcare industry here in Colombia.
Thank you, Daniel. I think that's Sorry, you were not.
Sorry. Yeah. Just to close. We have to think always on a trust relationship model, on a client-focused model.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I know you have to leave for the airport. I think the presentation has been very informative, and I know it's a lot of information to bring together in one presentation. Maybe a very quick last question from my side. How has this year been for you in the region, in Colombia, maybe also, but mainly in Colombia? How has this year been for you? You, of course, work in a lot of projects related to construction, modernization, innovation within hospitals. How has this year been for you in Colombia?
Well, I think it's not a secret for anyone that this year was a challenging year, a very, very unique year. Almost half of the year, we had to struggle with the obligatory quarantine, and all the business stopped. Something that Jorge mentioned. Yes, probably a lot of persons or people thought that working on the healthcare industry was an opportunity to survive to the situation, but a lot of services that the hospitals used to service, they had to stop so they can focus on the COVID-19, and that means that the business model of our clients had to change very fast, very quick, without any notice, and that struggles all the value change in the industry here in Colombia. Today, it's reactivating at the same pace that they had to stop. So that's a very interesting thing. That's a very good news, and I think we will have a 2021 very, very productive, because not only we are going to retake what we were doing at the beginning of this year, but we will find new models of service in the healthcare industry, and that's a very good opportunity for all of us.
Perfect. Well, I think I could ask you many more questions, also our audience, but in the Netherlands, they're getting close to their evening, and I know you have to travel today. So I want to thank you, Daniel. Of course, I thank Jorge Isaac once again for your presentations. Time has been short, but I hope through email and through personalized questions, the participants can also enter into contact with you in the next days if they would like to, because I think with your company, also with the changes PricewaterhouseCoopers mentioned, I think there's a lot of things that are of great interest to our Dutch companies. So thank you once again. Have a good travel, and we will be in contact.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and greetings from Colombia to everyone.
For the participants, thank you very much for joining a bit more than expected. I know we're 25 minutes late, and I know it's getting closer to the evening in the Netherlands. I think from my side, of course, time has been a bit too short, maybe to go into more detail. We have tried to give you an overview today of not of the health sector, because you have been able to read and to hear about that in previous presentations, but to give you an update of things that are going on currently here, of a bit more the strategical perspective, but also the practical perspective. I think for all of you, there are probably questions that you would like to ask Daniel or Jorge Isaac. Time is too short now, and I don't want to delay your evening. So we propose for you to send your questions to us or to Esther, or to Marta, that is also here with us, and then we will make sure you get the answers from the speakers or others. I have two final messages from my side. From tomorrow onwards, we will start the round tables. Tomorrow we have the round table presented by Resonandina, Topicus, and Erasmus MC. So that's tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we will continue with Marco of Global Factories. And next week, we'll have two more round tables. We will send you each time the day before the list of registered persons for your roundtable. Also the link for you to enter as a speaker during the roundtable. And also for the other Dutch companies that would like to listen to their colleagues, of course, very welcome. Please let us know if you want to join the session tomorrow. Although you're maybe not a speaker, I think this could be very interesting also to connect with new Colombian stakeholders. So, and of course, very important, some of you have matchmaking appointments in these days, and we have the digital showcase online. Esther has worked very hard with the Task Force Healthcare team to get the showcase up and running. It's online. We have been able to generate a lot of traffic to the showcase, to the portal, but we would of course like to ask you to do the same, to make the portal known in your network, your partners in Colombia, the companies you're already working with, the clients that are already clients. Please let them know that the showcase is online. Let them take a look, because I think it's a perfect presentation of the companies that have joined this mission, and also among them are cooperating. I think the roundtables are a perfect example of that. Now I'm also expanding a bit. I wanted to be very short, so let me let me stop here. I think maybe to finish, Marta Arevalo, that's also with us. Marta, maybe you have like a final note from the embassy, wishing all the participants good luck in everything that's going to happen in the next weeks.
Gracias, Jan-Billy. Thank you, everyone. It's lovely to see you all again. Thank you so much to Jorge and Daniel for being part of this event. And I will be looking forward for the next days. I won't be able to be in all the tables, but I certainly will be watching all the recordings. And as Ernst say, we are here for you, and we're looking forward for the new way to work together. So looking forward for the next steps.
Thank you, Marta. Maybe before we finish, Esther, did I forget anything of the important messages for the next days? So please promote the showcase. Please all join the roundtables, also when you're not a speaker in one of them. And of course, for some of you will have their own matchmaking appointments that we are organizing. Do I forget anything, Esther, that we should mention today, or shall we leave it to this point today?
No, I think that's basically all. And if you want to promote the roundtable, I also posted a message online on LinkedIn last Friday or Thursday. So it's also easy to share this message. Then you don't have to type an inspirational message yourself. You can just copy my message and share it with the rest of the world. Perfect.
Thank you all. Sorry for the half an hour extra kickoff. I hope it has been useful. From my side, I think it was very useful to listen to Jorge, Isaac, and to Danielle. Have a good evening, all. See you tomorrow again for the next day of our digital showcase. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.